send a deposit. It's not about the money, but it really is about the money. Every day you want me to fucking listen to your song. Everybody sends your song, sends a song. Oh, listen to my song. All right, cool. Then what are we doing? You hit me up. I didn't hit you up.
It's almost just a way to weed out the
bullshit.
The bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the One More Time podcast. I'm Playback Ben, here with my co-host,
Henry with a 3, a.k.a. the Trap Jack Black.
Trap Jack Black. Who do we have in the hot seat today?
I go by the name of Kino Beats.
Whoa. This is my job. I get to introduce the guest.
Oh.
He only has like a couple jobs here, bro.
Listen.
Damn, and I already came in taking the job.
Came in hot.
Fuck.
And you were doing a good job, which makes it even worse. Damn. So let me just... Welcoming in on episode 92 of the One More Time podcast. Legendary cornerback. He's a free agent right now, but we can't wait to see what he does next. Richard Sherman in the building.
Oh, shit. That's fire.
Now you see why we like to let Henry introduce the guest.
I see why I'm definitely taking his job.
Yeah. No, in all seriousness, he already alluded to it. We got Kino Beats in the motherfucking house.
Kino.
Super producer, international touring DJ, engineer, much more.
Facts.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Man, appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
This is one of them ones where like, we don't get, I mean, no
I was pushing you to, like, when you were in the pipeline, I was pushing you to get this one through.
He was like, yo, when's Kino pulling up?
Bro, Kino.
So yeah, definitely, you know, and once I did my research, bro, like, huge fan of what you've done. This dude's produced for artists like Currency, ASAP Rocky, Larry June, Glorilla, Joel Santana, too many to name, to be honest.
Our boys Nar and Germ, let's not leave them out.
Nar and Germ, excuse me, we were talking about them off camera. So 12 years ago and change, you did an interview.
Shit.
12 years ago? How old are you?
Shit, I'm 32
He's like,
now.
it's like 100.
Yeah, gotta be. Fuck.
In music industry years, he's like 200.
So at 20 years old.
I don't know how old he was, Henry. It's
30, he's 32 and it's 12 years
There we go. Nice math.
Yeah, thank you.
The question was, what can we expect in the future?
Right.
And this was like an old school ass YouTube videos, which was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it flashes the question up on the screen and, it's just him sitting there.
Apple iMovie type shit.
Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. But do you remember what you said? What can we expect in the future?
12 years ago.
It's 12 years ago. So this is 12 years in the future. Do you remember what your answer was?
Damn. Hell no.
It was a good one.
It was great.
It was good.
Hits.
That's what I said?
You said hits. One word. You didn't give this interviewer anything. You just said hits.
DJ Khaled, another one.
Dropping bombs.
So my question would be, do you feel like you're living up to the expectations that you set for yourself 12 years ago?
Yeah, actually, I'm not even going to lie. What I ended up doing 12 years later is what I couldn't even foresee me doing as far as like traveling the world and doing all that. I would have answered that a lot different. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like what I ended up doing has way surpassed hits. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I have a lot of friends that have hits, and hits doesn't equate to life experience. You know what I mean? So I really appreciate being able to enjoy life more than just having hits.
But also having hits.
And having hits, yeah. That works as well.
Yeah. This guy has his cake and eats it too.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
It's like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So you posted recently, you had a shirt on, pay your producer.
For sure.
And the
Say
quote,
it again, Ben.
Pay your producer. It's 2023.
Yeah.
I need a deposit just to listen to the song this year, no cap.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
Speak on that shit.
Yeah, and I stand on that. I feel that. Every day you want me to fucking listen to your song. Everybody sends your song, sends a song. Oh, listen to my song. All right, cool. Then what are we doing? You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, look, if you want to work with me, then and you know you hit me up. I didn't hit you up. You hit me up and said you want to work with me. So send a deposit. And then I'm gonna check your song out and then we'll go from there.
It's almost just a way to weed out the
bullshit.
The bullshit people that aren't really serious about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I literally,
even if it's a little paywall, just something that to like let the quality come through.
I literally just had that conversation yesterday. I just told a guy straight up, I'm like, bro, like, it's not about the money, but it really is about the money. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the only way I'm gonna know that you're serious is if you're paying up front before we get anything started. You just pay like you weigh, so I know that you're serious about this. And then after that, then we could do anything. I have people in my life that's only paid me one time. They only paid me from the initial setup, And once they pay me that one time, they've been good for life.
Yeah.
I go pull up on them. I give them all type of stuff off the strength. But you just prove to me like, oh yeah, you're serious about your craft. You want to actually build. All right, cool. You did that, and I actually believe in your talent or whatever the case may be. And now we're locked in.
Yeah, we had Sofago's main producer, executive producer, his last project. He talked about how he kind of paid for some of his early placements, and it's like, you know, in a fairy tale world, it's like, yeah, you know, you shouldn't have to pay for anything, but you know, if you have some disposable income and you want to prove yourself to some people, like there, you know, there's ways that it can be done, I think, tastefully.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't be overlooked.
That's true.
I think that his example of like he was kind of testing them type shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting, right? Because a
Yeah.
lot of people would expect like, oh, this dude's gonna make me pay a deposit every fucking time I want to like
Yeah.
Well,
get
because
him on the horn.
there's scamming
Exactly.
people that do that. There's people that do that with bad intentions. That's
Right,
why
right,
it's
right.
like,
Exactly. Yeah, it's
'cause
true.
some people just bust heads, but you know, I think it's a good strategy, even if you are legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I see all the like, you know, 50% off collabs and like all these things that like I respect the producer hustle,
It's a
man,
joke.
because but I do respect the hustle because you guys do get shit on like almost more than any. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. You and engineers, I feel like y'all just get like,
Yeah, engineers more than producers.
Yeah,
for sure.
right?
For sure.
Like,
And we can speak on that.
Yeah,
Producer
exactly.
engineers.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So
It's
you know,
the worst part. You know?
me as an outsider looking in, like I do feel for you guys. So part of me is like, hell yeah, like get that fucking money. If it's collab requests, if it's you know paying you know to hear the artist's song and then like work with them from there, whatever it is, I do respect it. But to your point, some of the like bad apples or like bad eggs
Ruin it
they
for
fuck
everybody.
it up for everybody.
They ruin it for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, for sure. So, how many producer tags do you have?
Shit. Right now, probably like 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Wow.
Because use the
Yeah.
50 piece one is on the 24-hour project.
Yeah, so really like the last 5 came from the new project with 24 hours because he just gave me a lot of shout outs in the project and I was like, fuck, that sounds like a good tag. Damn, that sounds like a good tag. Damn, that sounds
It's a
fuck
good-
it, I'm
good
gonna
problem.
Yeah, so it's like now it's like it all depends on how I'm feeling. Like if it's like a beat where it's like I feel like I'm in a deep bag and I'm going crazy, then I might use the Kino Beats. He's magical on this. If I'm in a bag where I'm like, oh, they got to pay for this shit, that's the Kino Beats. You know, that's a 50 piece. You know what I mean? I always my favorite one in my heart is my niece saying his name is Kino Beats because
I was wondering, that's the child one.
Yeah,
the kid,
that's my niece. So
That's the go-to.
Yeah, because it was too organic. Like I was, I posted a video on my page. I think I archived. I might have to post it again. But it's like it's literally like me and my nieces. We all hanging out, and my one niece is like, Uncle, his name is Uncle, and my other niece is like, no, his name is Kino Beats, and I'm like. Like, oh, hold on. What
That was a statement.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know, I'm about to put this on all my tracks. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm using it. So
That's the one I know you by. Like,
Yeah.
that's Kino when I hear that one.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm thinking about this now though. Like, is she getting a royalty every time?
Shit. So my sister-in-law asks me that every time. Every time I'm at the house, I'm chilling. It's like, we want pizza. Well, you should ask your uncle because we haven't seen any royalty checks on that. So he should get us some pizza tonight. Like, damn, I'm responsible for the pizza tonight. I got it.
Did you
that's
clear?
fair.
Did you clear that?
Yeah,
sample?
it hasn't been cleared.
Hasn't been cleared.
I'm in talks with her lawyer right now to get everything squared away with
I was
that.
gonna say she needs to lawyer the fuck up.
It's
bro.
like we're trying to get to an agreement now.
Man, that's funny. So we were
A
just
settlement.
talking about, we had a TikTok do, 4 million views. It was a producer tag draft where we drafted our favorite
tags.
producer tags. So my question to you, Kino Beats, what are your favorite producer tags aside from your own?
Yeah, right now I love ATL Jacob. ATL Jacob.
We got
ATL
so much hate for not drafting Jacob.
Y'all didn't draft Jacob?
No.
That's the hardest one right now, man.
Right now, but this is historic. though,
Yeah,
like,
historically,
going
of course you gotta say Metro Boomin wants some more. You know what I mean?
We
You gotta-
didn't actually
if
get that one
Young
either.
Metro don't shoot, if Young Metro don't trust you, I don't shoot you.
Round one for me.
Yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
that's one of them ones. Take Keith for these.
Round two for me?
Yeah, gotta have Take Keith in there.
Henry said, I can't say it on this podcast. or ever.
but you'll know what I'm saying when I say it.
So he said, fellas.
Oh yeah, fuck these fellas up. Yeah,
That's kind of the replacement word for white people.
Yeah, we get the gist.
Yeah.
What else? Nick, you got a couple more?
Who else would I say?
So far, he's on my team.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Southside. Southside
on the track.
Yeah, exactly. That one right there.
But
And,
think outside of Southside. Think like expand Southside.
So where we going?
Like Southside, but bigger.
But like
the
group
world
version.
Oh, the 808 Mafia tag?
Yes.
Oh yeah, but not even the tag, just the Kill Bill.
Right, the siren,
Bro,
the Kill Bill
it's so-
siren is legendary.
Bro, it's so fucked up. I be making a beat and I think that the beat is ass, and I just be going through sounds trying to find a sound, and
Put
I
the Kill Bill-
accidentally just ran. I'm like, oh my God, that just made this beat sound so hard. I can't use it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm at because
Yeah.
like I think it would make a beat better. But anytime I hear a non-808 Mafia
Use that.
producer
It's
use
like you
that,
a
I'm like, you're
fucking
trash,
goofy.
bro.
Yeah.
You're a fucking clout chaser. I hate you. I hate your family.
Facts. Yeah, hate everything about you. You should probably die soon. Like,
Yo, this escalated so quickly, guys. I'm gonna
only-
need both you guys to calm down.
Look, the only thing I will take back just a part of that, just because I know like some of my brothers in the EDM and the trap lane, like not hip hop trap, but the like the European trap style.
Yeah.
They use that sound often, and but they use it more as a DJ tag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of respect it for the club. You know, they kind of still pay homage when they use
It's
it.
somehow more acceptable in the EDM world.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not trying to bite. They're not trying to
Yeah.
make a beat and pretend like, oh, maybe 808 Mafia made this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just using it to pay homage. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So
By the way, Ben took another one in that draft. So major L.
but it was like half joking, but it got us a lot of comments, so it worked for the algorithm. You know
It's
what
true.
I mean?
It's
Yeah.
true.
And I took Whoa Kenny, and I think that one's dope. Kenny Beats.
I love Kenny Beats, but I'm not really.
You don't fuck with his tag?
It's cool. Whoa, Kenny.
That's key. I like
yeah,
it.
that's exactly. That's the whole thing. When I heard it, I originally just thought it was just for Key songs. Like I thought it was
Yeah.
Key saying it. You know?
Yeah, then
and then
it
it went on other songs. I was like, okay, yeah, it's cool.
And
you know?
Kenny actually commented on the post and called us legends.
He said legends.
Hard.
Yeah.
That's hard as fuck.
But then I also took La Música de Harry Fraud.
I love that
Come
one too.
on,
nah,
bro.
That's a hard
That's
one.
smooth.
That's a hard one. That's
It's
a
like
super hard
butter,
one.
baby.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I actually like even with my personal tag with my niece, like I've been trying to get her to say it over because like I love my tag, but then sometimes it's not as smooth as I want it to be. So I want it to be like hey, his name is Ken, like in a smoother type of way. But when I try to get her to say it over, it always sounds like bullshit.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't actually know what she said before.
That's
Kino
the
Beats.
problem. Yeah, exactly.
And then I thought it was like Atlanta, Kino
Right,
Beats, like,
yeah.
whatever.
I thought she said another Kino Beats.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like even in like Genius or lyrics, when I look at the lyrics of songs I produce, it just says question mark Kino Beats. So I'm like, fuck.
That's amazing.
So that's why I think I put it in my bio and just put his name is Kino Beats. Like maybe somebody will catch on at the time.
No,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. So you've done several collab projects with artists.
Yes.
So we'll get into a couple, but you know, other than maybe some of your projects, obviously that I'm assuming you're a fan of, which producer do you think has done the collab project best?
Let's go back. We can go back to Harry Fraud because Harry Fraud and Currency Cigarette Boats, that was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Like that's still like a classic project to me.
And didn't they do another one that was like the Marina or something?
Yeah,
Or-
La Regenta, something. That was
okay.
Some Spanish shit.
yeah, during our 2021 run,
Okay.
They dropped one, but nothing tops Cigarette Speedboats. Like that's one of the ones. And then obviously Metro,
Yes.
I was gonna say Metro, man. I
Obviously
feel like
Metro.
he crushes.
for real.
Yeah. When it comes to like producer collab projects, I feel like it's probably, no one that's touching what Metro has been able to do in the last,
at all.
decade.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I might put Alchemist
sure.
up there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alchemist.
Yeah, I leave Alchemist out.
Alfredo.
Yeah. Boy.
And just,
I thought that should have won the Grammy. Was
Yeah.
that last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But
It's a
so,
great project.
so, we kind of were talking about this off camera. You're somewhat over the whole, like, just sending beats out and shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, can you kind of, reiterate what you were saying off
Yeah,
camera
that's-
about like why you're so, all hands on deck with this like collab project and like, or not even collab project necessarily, but like producing projects with artists?
Yeah, that's kind of the bag I'm in. Like me and my fellow collaborator and good friend Traumatone, we talk about this all the time.
Shout out Traumatone.
Shout out Traumatone,
my brother. So we talk about this all the time because his favorite producer actually is Alchemist, and we always talk about just the whole Alchemist wave. How like throughout the year, like Alchemist is not. He's not seen in the same light as say a Metro Boomin or a Southside or any of these top guys, but Alchemist is giving you 3-4 albums a year or more, and he'll go to a group and he's like, oh, you're the leader of the group? Okay, cool. Well, I like this guy the most. You know what I mean? So me and this guy, we're gonna go into my space and we're gonna make these records and we're just gonna drop this shit. And I feel like when he does it, it just sounds so like it sounds coordinated, you know. So I kind of took that into play with what I'm doing, and I just don't feel that same vibe like when I'm just sending tracks to artists, you know. Obviously, just like any other producers, we're all looking for the next hit. We're always looking for the next big placement and stuff. So obviously, I send beats out and, you know, would love to make a song with fucking whoever's the top person at the time, you know. But I appreciate the music more when I'm more hands on deck and actually working on a project, and I'm able to take their vocals and really like mix and master and move this around here, make the beat drop here, do different things, and actually be hands on. I feel like it sounds more cohesive.
That's such a major thing too. Is because sometimes a lot of music is made like, okay, the beat is made and then the vocals are put on top of it and then the song's done.
Right.
And there's this whole other step that's called post-production.
It doesn't even happen anymore.
People aren't doing that.
To be honest, it's like a lot of like five or six of my last like big placements have been 2 tracks. Like they haven't even asked me for the stems.
That's insane.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn,
that's
like,
so crazy, bro.
But I'm not. But it's crazy, and I'm not even all the way mad about it because you guys are gonna fucking take my stems and knock out my 808 anyway. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I would appreciate it, the guy that's mixing all these top records to let me hear, put some sauce on my shit a little bit. Let me hear, you know what I mean? I would really, really appreciate if I could be there with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like, you know, the days of, you know, send the stems and do the real touch to make this thing, you know, radio ready. It's like it doesn't even happen anymore. It doesn't. I
see engineers advertise mix rates, and it's like they're just advertising the 2-track mix rate.
Yeah.
Oh, you want the stems mixed too?
Yeah,
that's another
50%.
50%.
Yeah, exactly.
On top.
Oh, God.
I remember like when you even explain, because you know I'm not technical, I'm not an engineer,
sure.
right? So like when you explained to me though like what that meant,
What a 2-track is.
I was like, and I was blown away by some of the artists that even he's mixed records for.
Right.
Like, you know, you mentioned Keyed and stuff. I mean, like, there's big records out there that have been mixed.
It's crazy. It's crazy to the point where with some songs, if you listen close to the song, you can hear the tag and then you can hear where they loop the beat. And the tag comes again.
Yeah, like, you hear like the last half of a tag
the song,
or something.
It'd be like, what? Like y'all could have at least just told the producer send a longer version of the beat and just put over it. Like y'all really just looped it, and it's insane.
Wow,
it's insane.
I figured out ways to be super creative, having to do that. Like, how do I chop parts of the 2-track to make it sound new? I've like unfortunately gotten good at that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, why is that even in my task list?
It shouldn't be.
Yeah. Why is that on your resume?
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, the most recent collab project that we got is 24 Hour Casino.
Yes, sir.
With our guy 24 Hours and Kino Beats.
Shout out 24 Hours.
Yeah. Speak on like how that project came to life and any, you know, kind of parts of the development of the project and just, you know, anything you want to share about the record. I know it's special to you because it's, you know, the most recent one that you've done.
For sure. It's like, I've been knowing him for like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And he went by another alias before the 24 Hour thing. So
yeah, where's he from?
He's from Atlanta. Well, no. Where is he from? He's from fucking a lot of places, but he's like.
Where did you meet him?
Yeah, he's from the DMV.
Okay,
he's from the DMV, like DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And then his family spent some time in Tokyo.
So did you meet him in Virginia?
No, I actually met him in Atlanta.
You met him down here.
Yeah,
okay,
I met
cool.
him. I met him
man's
in
a
Atlanta.
traveler though. He could have met him in Tokyo.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't know.
For sure. So I met him in Atlanta. We started working. We were working years and years and years ago. And like some years went by and I hadn't even seen him. I think he had moved out to LA. Some years went by. So I go to the gas station one day and he hops out the truck and I'm like, bro. He's like, bro. oh, this is like after like 4 or 5 years of seeing him. I'm like, oh, what's up, bro?
Wow.
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, I got the studio right there. And I'm like, oh shit. He's like, come on. So I went to the studio there and he's like, yo, this is what I'm working on. And he started playing me some of his new shit. And I'm like, bro, like you're doing, because I knew him as being like rappity rap. Like he was really rapping. Like he's a good rapper. You know what I mean? So he's playing me all this melodic stuff. And I'm like, damn, this is kind of hard, bro. This is different for you, but this is hard. And then probably a few months after that, then he went on to do the song What You Like featuring Ty Dolla $ign and Wiz Khalifa. And I'm like, hold on, shit. You got one of the biggest songs out right now, you know? So more time goes on after that. Time goes on after that. He comes back to Atlanta visiting, and I hit him up. I'm like, yo, bro, you in Atlanta? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to pull up on you. Met him at the house, and we did 5 songs at the house. And then we linked up the next day, did 2 more songs, and 24-hour casino.
Wow.
Just like that.
2 days. That whole project was 2 days of recording.
Wow.
And fucking 2 months of me just doing shit. Because I'm a producer, I fucking sit in the house.
Tweaking it.
Tweak shit. Like, this is ass. This is great. This is terrible. You know what I mean?
This hi-hat needs to come out right here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah. I'm gonna listen to it in the car. Fuck, it sounds like shit in here. Yeah, all that shit.
So the recording of it, though, arguably was like just slightly more than 24 hours.
Literally less than 24 hours. Okay. On God, it was shit. I brought a bottle of Don Julio to his house, and we fucking drank the Don Julio, and we recorded it. And actually, we literally left from his house that night and went to the studio just to catch a vibe and just play the songs back. Like, damn, bro, we caught a vibe with this. And then I'm lying. The other 2 songs, it wasn't the very next day. He went back to LA. He came back the next week, and we were gonna drop it as like a 4 or 5 track EP. But when he came back, I'm like, yo, let's cut some more records. And we were in Future Studio. Out here in Atlanta, and we just end up recording like 3 more songs. And it's
what's the studio?
5 Star.
5 Star, exactly.
Yeah, we're in 5 Star.
Yeah, you should totally just stick to like the 24-hour recording.
It sounded cooler. Yeah. It sounded way cooler when I did all that. I heard myself. I said, "Why am I even explaining this shit?"
I'm just gonna edit it out,
bro. It sounded way cooler. Like, we did that shit in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours. Yeah. Fuck.
That's so funny.
24-hour total recording hours, though.
Yeah, exactly. 24-hour total.
Yeah.
It's so much little shit that that he was saying in the project that is just like crazy, because I was like, bro, it was like you were right there. Like, it just like, I don't know, when you go and listen back, like he says certain things like, Kino, I remember that time in DC in Casino. I'm like, damn, bro, were you with me in DC when I was in the MGM?
The MGM, right?
Yeah. I'm like, how did you know that?
My buddy just won 10 grand at a tournament.
Yeah, I lost 10
there yesterday. Yesterday, MGM. Yeah. What's it called? The MGM.
The MGM in DC.
It's called. It has like a name though or something. Whatever.
Yeah. But you posted a kind of like BTS studio clip.
Yeah.
Where basically he was like listening to the final version of the project, and he was like blown away.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he was like, man, this should sound like a real project.
Exactly.
He had arguably only heard the roughs that were from the sessions, right?
Exactly.
So for those that like clearly didn't hear the roughs to like where it ended up, what did he really mean? Like, what was he hearing?
So like even that, like my boy, shout out my boy Trey P. Like one of
Trey P in the building. By the way,
Trey P is in the building, man. One of the illest videographers from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
He came through and he kind of captured that moment with us where it was just like it's some songs. Even the intro, to be specific, the intro specifically is a song that he did on a whole nother beat. So I literally took his vocals and I put his vocals on another beat.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's some of the best. That's some of the most fun shit you can do.
Awesome, bro.
Yes.
That has to be so shocking to 24 hours.
So you're listening to it and you're like, wait, when did I record this? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is going on right now? So it's just like, I took some of the vocals. I took the vocals from that and put on another beat. Some of the songs are like sped up just a touch. I add in like the casino chops, and I made the casino chops integrate with it. It's certain parts where the song might be a minute long, but I extended the vocals a little bit and made the song stretch out some more. Added
you make like a bridge. You were like repeat a dope bar a couple times and make a bridge out of it.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah,
so when he
man.
listens back, it's like, what the fuck? You
What
know,
is
what I mean?
this?
Yeah, this is now it sounds like a project. I just did a couple of songs, so that's even back to the original point why I rather be hands on with records, because I feel like, you know, when you're hands on a producer, you can actually, you know, take those visions and take it to another level versus you just making a quick song. You know what I mean?
That's actually producing.
Exactly.
That's what producing really is.
Can't do that with a 2-track, can you?
You can try,
but it's
Okay,
not
yeah.
the
It's
not
same.
the same,
No,
man.
it's not the
It reminds
same.
me of our boy Gabriel Averett came for a session, and he just kind of DM'd Slim Jimmy out of the blue, and Slim Jimmy fucking pulled up here,
Yeah.
on a 3-wheel, those big 3-wheel bikes,
Yeah.
and we cut a couple tracks, and he was fucking with him, like, you know, he said he was fucking with him. I ended up putting their vocals on a whole different beat.
And sent it back. He's like,
Gabe sent it back to him. Like, he was like, "When did we do this? This shit is
Right.
hard as fuck."
Yeah,
What is
exactly.
this?" Kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
And to your other point about like making something out of nothing, he left. Before, he had done like 14 bars on a verse, and we're like,
fuck, I need the last two.
I kind of like echoed a part out, you know,
Yeah, and then
repeating,
snatched the other ones and put on there.
making
Yeah.
it a full 16 kind
Yeah,
of thing. So you got to be
facts.
creative, man. That's
Exactly.
real producing, man. I respect
Yeah,
that.
for sure, for sure,
sure.
for sure.
So another collab project was with one of my favorite artists, you know, from my childhood. Honestly, there's no one that's gonna get me catching a vibe more than Spitta,
Spitta.
Currency,
Yeah, spit and
Jet Life CEO.
Yes, sir.
So I know you've told this, you know, story before, but like matching Rolexes was the collab project, or I guess the second one y'all had worked on, or
No, that
or
was
is
it was the first project. Yeah.
Okay, because I know you had like
Well, no, technically, yeah, the second one, because I did the whole. A lot of people don't know I did the whole "Welcome to Jet Life" too.
Yeah.
that was produced completely by me and Traumatone.
Okay, yep,
Wow.
but this one, Matching Rolex, was actually released under Kino Beats and Currency,
yeah,
right?
correct.
Yeah, so like I know you've told this before, but if you could humor us, like how did that? I think this like story of like how you found yourself making a collab project with Currency.
Yeah,
Like this story is epic. So like if you don't
Yeah.
mind sharing it again, I know you told it before.
Nah.
We
it's-
try not to have people repeat, but if it's epic,
Nah. It was just it was really simple. Like Traumatone and Currency they did a lot of collection agency together, and me and Trauma, we flew down to New Orleans just to cut some records. You know, we're just cutting records, and the first day we were in there, Currency just took a real liking to my Rolex. And he said, "Gosh, that's a really nice watch." And I said, "Thank you." I said, "You have a really nice watch as well." And that was that. And he took a picture. He took a picture and posted on his Instagram. And he was like, "This guy wins Watch of the Day award." And he posted on his fucking Instagram. And I was like, "Damn, that's lit as fuck." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Damn," because Currency is one of my favorite rappers.
Sure.
So I'm like, "Yeah, that's fucking dope." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So we're vibing some more, and we're working on the projects. We're doing Welcome to Jet Life 2. We knocked that out. We're doing Highest in Charge. We knocked that out. We fly to LA. We work on a couple more records in LA. He gets back to New Orleans. And he calls my phone. He's like, "Bro, where you at?" I'm like, "I'm in LA, where you left me at." I'm still in LA.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm still in LA
Currency.
doing stuff. And he's like, "Okay, when you come back to New Orleans?" I was like, "I don't know. I didn't have any plans to." He's like, "Well, shit, we need to keep this shit going." And I'm like, "All right." So he's like, "Can you come tomorrow?" I'm like, "Yes, Mr. Currency, I can come tomorrow." The fuck? All right, cool. So I fly back to New Orleans the next day, and I get down there, and we're sitting in the studio, and he just like, I'm really thinking he just fucking with me just for engineering.
No, but how did you get to
Yeah.
the studio?
How did I get to this? Oh no, that's day two. That's
Okay.
day two. That's day two.
Okay,
That's day
okay.
two. But I know
'Cause
what you're
I
talking
need
about.
this
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
But
Because
go
that
ahead.
was fly as fuck.
That
though.
was fly
That was fly
as
as fuck. But, yeah, day one when I get down there, I think he just want me to record some records for him or whatever. But he's just like, "Bro, where the fuck the beats at? Play the beats." I'm like, "Oh shit, he wants my beats." All right, so I start playing beats, and we start recording a couple of songs. And I'm like, "Damn, he records fast as fuck." So we already like 4 or 5 songs done, and I'm like, "Damn, we about to just do a whole tape." And he's like, "Yeah, fuck it, we should do a tape." And then I'm like, "Damn, you know what? I just talked to Trauma. Trauma was like, you guys should just do matching Rolexes. You guys got matching Rolexes, just do matching Rolexes." And Kersey looks at me, then he just walks straight in the booth. And that's why on one of the songs on Villon, he says, "Matching Rolexes," and just like that, the project is done. You know what I mean? So that was super organic. The next day, I'm out and about in New Orleans. I got a lot of friends out there. It's like my second home. I love New Orleans to death. And I'm running around New Orleans, and then he calls me. He's like, "Yo, come meet me at the office." I'm like, "All right." I pull up at the office, and he has the pace car Corvette. And I'm like, "All right, well," he's like, "Yeah, go to the studio." And I'm like, "All right, well, I guess I'll call my Uber." He's like, get in the car. I'm like, all right, cool. So we riding around in the Corvette, and then he's like, I got to stop by the house. So we go to his house or whatever, and he's like, hey, Kino, which one of my Corvettes should we take today? I'm like,
yo, how many cars does he have?
Fuck.
Or how many did you see in whatever like garage you were?
He's a collector.
Man, yeah, nah. Actually, no, it's funny. Somebody asked that question in the studio. I think Trauma's manager actually asked him specifically, like, how many cars? And he was like, shit, I don't know, 38, 39.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
How many did you visually see with your eyes? Like, you know, when he's telling you to pick a car, like how many options did you have?
Well, this is because he has a garage, and that's one thing, because I had mentioned to him, I was like, damn, how do you keep up with the keys? He was like, that's the hardest part. Like, he says, like,
life is hard.
Yeah, like some of my friends have keys here. I might have a key over here. So visually, I probably seen like 15 maybe.
Yeah.
Like
Holy
just from
shit.
like, you know, probably like a Rolls Royce over here at the studio, a G-Wagon over here, a Chevy Impala over here.
They're just
a couple
scattered.
of Corvettes over here. You know, it's just like however he feels for the day. Like, I think I'm going to take the Monte Carlo out today. Like, I mean, it's real good problems to have, essentially.
Great problems to have.
problems. Like, yeah, it's good.
Oh,
really
man.
good.
What was your favorite car that you saw?
I mean, me personally, I would say the Cullinan, bro, because it's just like, just coming from Virginia is like, the only time I've seen a Cullinan in Virginia is really just recently when Missy Elliott was having her, they gave her a road and they were giving her, I guess, like the key to the city and stuff like that.
Crazy.
So I seen them bring the Cullinan out, and I was like, oh shit, that's beautiful for Virginia, for people to see that. But you don't typically see those type of cars in Virginia and in New Orleans for that matter. So for you to have so much respect in your hometown and to be able to drive this fucking beast of a machine around, it was just like, that was epic, just to like right there with the Cullinan. And then the fact that you have the Cullinan with the matching Rolls Royce behind it, and then it's like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? But I love that one. And then the 96 Chevy Impala too. Like, I'm not really a big old school guy, but that car right there, just,
one of them ones.
Yeah, it's one of them ones. Like, you don't even have to love old schools to respect the Impala. It's an Impala, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, damn.
and
I
he
mean,
showed me how they bounce and all that extra shit, you know.
as someone who's not a car guy at all, like, you're speaking foreign languages to me at this point, but like, if I could just hang out with Currency and check out his car collection, I'd become a car guy like pretty quickly.
Immediately.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh yeah, Currency, I love the way this car looks.
Yeah, because you ask a simple question. Like, we arrive in the Corvette, and then it's just like he goes out to the old school, and I'm like, hey, does that one do like the little up and down shit? He's like, hydraulics. I'm like, yeah, that. He's like, yeah, let me show you. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
I'm like, how the fuck does he do it? And then he shows me all the batteries in the car that makes it jump and shit. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. So you know, random kind of side note. There was this event called Carcella that I think you were at with Currency, right?
Yeah, Carcella's
so
fucking dope.
did you ever hear about this?
I've not heard of Carcella.
So Carcella was essentially like, you know, obviously a pun off of Coachella.
Yes.
And it was like a car show. I don't know if there was like music shit or whatever. Okay, so like,
it was
you know, some
super
music
lit.
shit. It was by DJ Envy, right? Yeah. So DJ Envy was
Who
like,
I drafted in my DJ draft.
that's fine.
That's my guy.
That's fine. But he got sued for copyright infringement by Coachella, so he had to stop doing it.
Oh.
That was some sucker shit too. That was,
So just random side note, but like rest in peace, Carcella.
Yeah,
So that
Carcella-
was like a cool idea, but
it's a dope ass event, bro. Like one of the dopest car shows.
it was
I've
very
ever been to.
short lived. Coachella was like, nah,
you
you're
can't
not
do
making
that.
money
That's
off.
whack,
Yeah.
Whack as fuck.
Why couldn't they have like come to like a license
Agreement or something.
Yeah.
So no one can have Cella in the name of their shit anymore.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Apparently, maybe just like it was the car and the that like
pretty
too close,
similar.
I don't know. Anyway, so you've mentioned Trauma Tone.
Yeah.
It feels like you guys are clearly like a pretty like dynamic duo, right?
Yeah.
Like you've collaborated a lot over the years. Like, how important is it for producers to find a consistent collaborator?
Man, it's super important, and I never really realized how important it was. But man, it's like one of those things where just as a producer, you kind of get into a wormhole where you're just making shit and you're just doing stuff, and it's good to have like a little checks and balances. Like,
Yes.
it'd be shit 3 o'clock this morning, 3 o'clock yesterday morning, like I randomly get like 3 texts from Trauma. I'm like, what is this? It's just 3 random beats. And I go listening to him, and I send him 3 beats. And I'm listening to him like, ooh, this right here is the vibe, bro. This one right here is cool. Hey, you should probably da-da-da-da-da. You should do this to it. And same thing, he'll tell me like, yeah, this cool, bro. Hey, speed this one up. Slow this one down. Take out that 808. Replace that with a bass line or whatever the case is. So it's dope having that checks and balances. You know what I mean? It's like a second pair of ears just to kind of keep you in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it seems huge. It seems like a theme as well. Like we've had several, established producers on the pod, and I feel like, collaboration, it's something that people talk about all the time, but like really locking in with someone who you trust that can not only, to your point, check your shit and be like, hey, bro, like maybe you could do better here, or like, have you thought about this? Whatever. So giving like creative ideas, but also just like from the motivational side of like
just not getting bored with this shit, man.
Like real genuinely though. Like that's always the best when you have that genuine. It's a genuine person in your corner that's just like, nah, bro, you straight. You need to, you know what I mean? Do this and nah, it's good. So yeah, it's always a plus.
Yeah. So I do want to dive into your like international experience, because I think that is something that you alluded to as something that like in your wildest dreams, fuck the hits aside, honestly, the international side of what you've been able to do, you've been able to travel the world off of this music shit, bro.
Yes.
Like how good does that feel?
It's amazing. No better feeling, honestly. Like that's like, to me, like that's one of the biggest accolades, to be able to be known amongst several different cultures around the world. It's like nothing compares to it. So
shout out some of the places that you've lived.
Paris, France, Milan, Italy, Barcelona, Shanghai, China.
You've lived in these places?
Yeah. I lived in Paris, lived in Milan, lived in Shanghai, China, and the rest was like week-long visits everywhere else.
Yeah, because I knew you had obviously been like super well traveled. I didn't know that you had even like
lived
extended stay.
Set up shop in these places.
Like, to be completely honest, if it wasn't for COVID, like I was literally like, one of my friends in Paris does real estate, and I was literally looking for a place to live in Paris. Like when I say lived in these places, this is like me building a relationship, and it's like, yo, Kino, we love you, bro. You can look, I have a place for you. I have a place for you.
Is it the Shanghai accent? I don't really know what he's doing here. Is this French? I don't.
It's a mixture of all.
I don't know what he's doing.
I do this in every country, bro, and I mean it with no offense. Like we always joke, because I joke with them like that, and they'll be like, oh yeah, look, bro, you know what I mean? So we go back and forth, but it'd be like, I have a place for you, and you can stay there, and it's no problem, bro. Wow. And then next thing you know, I'm staying there and I'm doing my thing, and then I'm looking and I'm like, damn, I got here in March and it's fucking June, July, August, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
So that's why after a while, out of all the places I was visiting, Paris was the place where I said, you know what, I think I'm going to actually like get my own place here and actually like lock in, like bring my stuff over and really like make this my dwelling. You know what I mean?
What did you fall in love with in Paris? The women? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, Paris is a beautiful place, bro.
Okay, it's fine.
Everything is beautiful about Paris, bro.
Here's my thing, though.
I mean, I didn't know if you liked the baguettes or like what the fuck he was doing.
This is my thing, though. I went to Paris. I was in high school. We did a trip.
Tu parles français?
No. Oh. But
No.
French people don't like Americans. So how did you make that work? But they were assholes. We were kids and they were mean to us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's like it's one of those things that, you know, you have to deal with in every country. And that's the part that I'm not gonna lie. After some time, in certain places, it kind of gets annoying because it's especially in China. You know what I mean? Because it's very hot and cold. But what I started to learn is just the older culture. So the younger culture loves the shit out of us because the younger culture watches us all day. And now I have dreads, so they think I'm Quavo or fucking Richard Sherman or whoever the fuck you called me at the beginning of this shit. So
I was about to bring that back.
So they think I'm one of them. So, you know.
Well, it's kind of the same as here. So you know, our old people, like, we don't always agree with anything they say.
You know what I mean? So it's really, so it kind of works like that. So it's like, even now, like I like having friends that visit now, and they're like, "Damn, Kino, you told me it was fucking cool out here, bro. They're fucking racist as shit, or they're this and they're that." And I'm like, "Bro, fuck them. If you basically the love from the people that fuck with you outweighs the negative. That's what I'm saying. It's like because the people that love you out there, they really love you. I'm talking about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. You could call their phone and be like, "Hey, bro, I got this going on," and they're like, Okay, bro, I'm coming now. You know what I'm saying? It's like the people will really give you the shirt off their back, you know? So it's like I really experienced like real people that really had like admiration for not just what I did musically, but me as a person, you know, and I really got to appreciate that about the people in those just all the different cultures respectively, you know?
Yeah.
And let's be honest. There's some racist motherfuckers right here in our
exactly. So being able to like I remember it was one specific night when I really made that decision. Like, yo, I think I'm going to really move out here. Like, I was in Milan. And I had went and visited a friend in Milan at 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm leaving their house, and it's 4:35 a.m. and I'm walking down the street, and you know they walk everywhere, like everywhere they walk, and I look. And it says 15-minute walk. And I'm like, all right. And I throw my AirPods on and I'm just walking down the street, minding my business at like 4:35 in the morning. And I'm like, where could I feel comfortable doing this in America? You know what I mean? Because I don't even want to walk to the parking lot in America without gripping. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, like I'm out here with a fucking
He's fucking skipping. He's like skipping down the street like at 4:30 in the morning.
I'm just having a good time, not worrying about shit. And I'm like, damn, like this is crazy. You know, it's like I was like, nah, this is actually how life is really supposed to be. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to worry about bullshit every corner you turn.
But there's probably so many like don't take this advice, guys. Like don't just walk down the street in Paris, France. At 4:30 in the morning.
No, in the city center. Because another thing, structurally, a lot of their cities are set up better than ours in the sense that we have what's known as inner city crime. So a lot of our low income areas are inner city. The way a lot of European cities are set up, their crime is set on the outside of the city. So their cities are built inside out. So in the inner city, you have the city center, you have the museums and buildings and all that stuff. And then when you go outside the city, you have your ghettos. So now in America, you have fucking downtown, trap house.
Yeah.
Right across the street from each other. So you can leave your nice place in the city in America and walk across the street and it's bullshit. But there you're literally walking through nice shit the whole time you're walking. And then when you go on the other side of town, it's like, all right, yeah.
It'd actually be nice to live downtown over there.
Yeah, it's actually actually good to live downtown.
You know, living downtown Atlanta.
Yes, there you go. Downtown Atlanta, downtown LA, all that shit. Like, it's over with.
Yeah, so shout out Lex Luger.
Yeah, my bro.
Oh, pioneer.
One time.
Yeah, for sure, my bro.
Because he was, I believe, the first one to kind of usher you into the globe,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
mean, like he took you on tour with him. You were his DJ, right? When he was doing basically like Lex Luger sets, similar to like how Metro Boomin's doing like concerts now, right? Like, what were some of your favorite places? You mentioned this, like, you know, some of the places you lived. Obviously, it seemed like Paris was a favorite. Like, you know, what were some of your other favorite places that you went, maybe, you know, on tour with Lex?
Maybe that's why that's one of my favorites, because that was the first place in Europe I visited. And when me and Lex first went to overseas, we first went to Paris, and we literally got off the plane. Neither one of us knew what to expect. And while we were in the airport, somebody came up to us and was like, "Lex Luger, Kino Beats."
Wow.
We looked at each other like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then we did a club there with 2,000 people, and like fucking Lex gets on top of the shit, grabs the French flag, and he's waving the French flag around. I'm playing Hard in the Paint. It was epic. But one of my most favorite memories is Pula, Croatia. In Pula, Croatia, we DJ'd on a yacht. And we weren't gonna do it at first, because it was the night after we just DJ'd like a big ass festival for a bunch of people. But they said, please, we need you guys to come. It would be a good look. And we ended up arriving late. So since we arrived late, They had me
Get on a little boat
on
and
the
meet
fucking
the yacht.
speedboat. Yeah, we got on a speedboat and left
Boarded the yacht.
We boarded the yacht off the speedboat in the middle of the ocean.
Yes.
Like we're literally like jumping on the yacht off of the speedboat, and then we fucking DJ the fucking party. The fucking party boat runs out of ice, so another boat comes next to us. They have a party going on, so we shouting out the boat. We're like, turn the fuck up, and they're like, ah. We both side by side in the middle of the ocean, so they're throwing us bags of ice off the boat and shit. We're throwing back bottles of liquor and shit. Like it was insane. So like Pula, Croatia, like that's like a memory I'll never forget. And I only visited there one time, and it was just that always
burned
stuck with
in.
me. Yeah, that's burnt in.
So
yeah.
on the flip side, least favorite. Like, fuck this place.
shit.
Never going back. You can't pay me enough to go back here.
Shit.
What are some of those?
I'm surprised you said Italy was so cool because those are
Italy is the most racist.
Racist.
Though. Italy is the most fucking racist.
They
on
still
earth.
to this day throw bananas at black soccer players. Bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Italy-
in 2023. Really?
I'm like mad that you. I think I've heard that, and I like tried to just
Knock it out.
ignorance is bliss to some degree.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, like I'm not throwing bananas, and I've
Nah.
never seen someone.
Italy is racist
That
as fuck.
sounds
Like,
so
bad.
fucking racist.
we had some racist moments in Italy for sure.
Wow.
For sure. My least favorite would probably have to be Beijing, China. But it's a gift and a curse because the events and the clubs that I did there was awesome. Like I DJ'd at like fucking across from the arena that the Olympics were held at.
Wow.
So that was like insane. But the actual culture, like day to day, is like you're walking around and everybody's looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing here? You know what I mean?
Just because there's so few black people.
Yeah, like it's just like
There's just like no black people.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a lot of white people?
No, it's just Chinese.
It's just
people.
Chinese people,
It's just
right?
Chinese people.
So
But
would I get the same like scrutiny? Would you say?
not to the same level because of the fact that in these places you have more Africans that are fleeing from Africa going to these areas, and that's the same reason why you have issues in Italy because you have Africans that are looking for a way out. The same way
And so they look at black
as
people
a lower class because you're not getting the.
they've immigrated.
There you go. You're
It's
looking
like,
at
it's like Trump
immigrants.
looking at Mexicans.
And that's what I was trying to think of. I was trying to think of a right way to say that
That's
without
it.
being.
No,
but
we're
it's the
here to
same
say
way.
the fucked up
Yeah,
shit,
exactly. It's literally how.
Let us do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's literally how Trump looks at Mexicans. Is how those cultures look at blacks because of the Africans that's immigrating.
And is
into
Beijing
go ahead.
is Beijing that much different than Shanghai? Because you lived in Shanghai. What,
completely
6 months?
different because Shanghai is the biggest city in the entire world. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah,
So Shanghai is pretty well integrated and pretty up to culture. And there's other cities that I've been in like Chongqing and Hangzhou and Guangzhou that have nothing but a Chinese culture, but they're more youthful cities. So they're more appreciative.
They're tapped into the culture.
Yeah, Beijing is just like more of an older city. So it's just like you're walking the streets and it's just nothing but just old Chinese people looking at you like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
So Guangzhou is where you'll go and you'll see somebody with some Yeezys on and
I saw you on
shit.
TikTok.
yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, they'll tap in with you. They'll come and take pictures. Like I took dozens of pictures. Maybe they thought I was fucking Richard Sherman.
Quavo. So, you know, what I think is most interesting about your international experience is that you not only traveled the world, but you have at least a few examples of actually collaborating with international artists.
Yeah.
Right? Like whether it is, I mean, you've done a record with the Chinese group
Higher Brothers. Yeah, those are my
which
guys.
like they crush it. Like million plus monthly listeners on Spotify. I had never heard of them, obviously, because I'm fucking ignorant American. But like, in Asia, like they're doing numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, how did you find working with international talent? I think you have some records with Italian artists
for sure,
as well.
for sure.
So I guess they weren't
we
racist.
Actually, exactly. We actually just dropped a song called Polygrapho. I did that with Evangelisti. What
does it mean?
Italian record. Polygraph. Something about don't lie to me, like a polygraph.
Like a polygraph,
test,
like a lie detector test.
Exactly. So that exactly what you just did. That's all I do when I'm in the studio with them and they're speaking in their language. I just ask like, what is he saying? What is this song about? And they're like, bro, he's basically talking about life in the streets and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, okay. Because their rhyme schemes are super hard. I just don't understand the language sometimes.
Is that hard as a producer?
No, there's a cool part about that, real quick, that you don't have to be distracted by the actual lyrics. You can literally just zone in on
into the sonics.
How does it sound? The sonics.
There you go.
That's a cool part of not worrying about the lyrics. It's like, how does it just sound? Because there's songs that, you know, we all like songs that maybe aren't English, but they just sound cool.
Right.
Know? It's like, is it rolling off the tongue?
Oh, I mean, I obviously listened to some Higher Brothers tracks, and I was like, this shit
sounds
smacks.
good. Yeah. This shit's hard as fuck.
And then I listened to the Polygrapho.
Polygrapho.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to that record too, and I was like, same shit of just. I felt like they probably feel when they hear like Jid going off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was just fucking like vibing. You know what I mean?
So the biggest like gem that I gained from all of it, because it was funny, before even starting to travel often, I was starting to have that feeling like, man, I need to expand my music a little bit more. But I learned that trap hip hop is the number one genre in the entire world. You know what I mean? In the sense of, I really took that and went anywhere in the country and they all respond to it. And they don't have to know the words. It shows the importance of the producer, because they just love that beat to drop, and they just love the everything else is blank. It's just words, and they can dance to the beat, and then you come back around to the you know what I mean? So it actually helped me elevate my musicianship when I'm in the studio with artists, to say, hey, maybe you should, you know, take out some of these words and make it more simpler, because every culture and everybody can understand simple vowels. That's how people thought Designer was crazy when he said that in an interview, talking about vowels, like A, E, I, O, U, whatever. Like, the vowels is what make the song a hit, because everybody can adapt to those vowels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, what I kind of take from some of the international songs that I was listening to is that the voice is just another instrument, bro. It's just another sound. So like,
that's it.
When they're flowing, and
It's the
like,
main sound.
Exactly. But that's why it doesn't almost matter. I mean, shit, let's be serious. A lot of Americans don't know what rappers are fucking saying, and they're vibing to the fucking song.
Exactly, same
Look
shit.
at the rise of mumble rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares what they're saying?
Yeah, as long as the beat is hard and the shit drop, then
I don't know
we
what the
going
fuck
nuts.
he just said, but he's snapping.
Exactly. That's the
crazy.
same shit.
So then, you know, one of my questions was, do you adapt to their region, or do they kind of adapt to you?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both. Like, just like culturally, like, every morning when I'm in France, I'm waking up, I'm eating croissants in the morning, I'm eating baguettes, you know what I mean? I'm going for aperitif and having my spritz, you know? I'm drinking rosé with every single meal I have, you know what I mean? Like, we going and we're turning up till 6, 7 in the morning every morning. Like,
This dude's a real
it's like-
Frenchman.
yeah. Like, it's really, it's
Kino
really how it
Beats.
goes. It really how
French
it goes.
people love rap, though.
They're the,
Europeans
they're
love rap.
actually, but
No,
still
but
French
French.
specifically, they actually,
They're top
they're the
rap
two.
country. Yeah.
You have United States is number 1 and French rap is number 2.
I thought like Germany was like so
Germany's
hard.
too. Germany's
UK,
big too.
UK is up there. Germany, and
Germans,
France.
I feel like I was so surprised that Germans
Yes.
fucking love
Yeah,
American
love it.
rap.
Yeah.
Specifically like golden era hip hop shit, bro. Like
Yeah, for sure.
someone like a, you know, MF Doom and shit would just like
So that's even more like with German culture in Germany, they're more in tune with the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
With French culture, a lot of new songs I learned over there before I learned here.
Yeah, I heard you say that before. That's crazy.
Yeah, while I was over there, people were telling me about songs, and I'm like, oh shit! Like the summer I was there, we were listening to Playboy Cardi's album that whole summer. You know what I mean? And then when I came back, I'm just like, yo,
Y'all like Cardi too?
Yeah, exactly. Like, we literally listened to Cardi every single day. Like, that was our shit riding around France. So
That's crazy, man.
hell yeah. But
So anything that we should be, you know, looking forward to, anything you can speak on that you're excited about for, you know, 2023?
shit, we got to do 24-hour Casino Part 2 is done vocally.
Wow.
Yeah, we doing
But
part 2.
post-production.
Post-production, now it's time to
Yes.
really lock in. I'm heading to LA in a few days to turn up. We're gonna finish that up, and I'm gonna probably do a project with my brother OG Mako.
Yes.
Shout out Mako, yeah.
I'm dropping a project with
Yeah,
him
so
as
just
well.
speak on kind of like you know, how important that relationship has been to your career.
Mako is my brother. Like we literally like that's kind of how that thing set off. Like I was running the tours with Lex, and then me and Mako built our relationship, and I started tour DJing and tour managing for him. And me and him ripped up the whole world. Like we did. Me and him probably did about 4 or 5 European tours together. We did Japan together. We did China together as well a couple of times, and yeah, that's just my brother. Like that's somebody we call and talk for hours. You know what I mean? And he gives me advice about the game, and vice versa, and we just bounce ideas. So we have a whole project that we have done.
It's crazy that someone like Mako, who like you would have thought was more of like an Atlanta poppin' artist, could go overseas, bro, and tour like that.
Oh yeah, they love him over there.
That's crazy to me still, man.
OGG.
Like,
Yeah, they love him over there.
that's so cool. Like to see that someone from the city, you know, can have such an impact like globally, man. Like that shit I just love that for hip hop, you know?
Yeah, it's fire, bro. It's fire. That's why I say like if for people that love trap music, like don't ever feel, because you get certain times people say, oh, you just in one box or whatever. It's like, bro, the world is big. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that appreciate the art that we do. And yeah, I feel like it's like I said, the world is so big that you could do what the masses are doing and just put your flavor on it and add your own twist and solidify your own sound and just put it out. You know what I mean?
How do you think those international markets found out about Mako? Was
Social media.
Was that like blog stuff that kind of?
I mean,
because this was
back then, blog era.
It was like pre-playlist era, right? Like,
well, you know, for him, he had you guessed it, and that's the thing. Whenever you have a hit song, a lot of times what happens with a lot of artists is they have hit songs and they don't really leave their region, or they don't really show like appreciation outside of their region. So it's a lot of artists you wouldn't even think of that these different cultures really love and respect, but they just don't go. Or they don't really show enough, you know what I mean?
So then they forget about them probably, right?
There you go.
He was good at servicing the fans. He looked at his analytics. He said, oh shit, I'm popping in Ecuador. And he fucking...
It's just, that's true. It's just like,
you know?
Sunny Digital. Sunny Digital is another artist. Like, that's a good friend of mine. Like I had Sunny Digital come to China. And the first time we went to China, we did a small show for his, it was his birthday. We did a small show for his birthday. And just for him going out there and shaking hands and seeing the people, the next time we went to China, we did like 3,000 people. You know what I mean? Cap G, he's another one. I took Cap G.
Shout out Cap G, man.
Yeah, that's my dog. Took Cap G to China, and same thing. When we went to China and they seen him in the flesh, and now they're like, yo, we seen him. He's a real person. We love him. And after that, everybody stays in tune. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
because when they experience it live, also
it's a deeper connection.
That's when the word of mouth just goes crazy.
Exactly.
You know? Hey, what were you doing this past weekend?
Yeah,
I was at this show. This artist, blah blah blah.
They post a story, and their friends all see the story. Like, who is that?
Let me get
you
at. And that's why I tell. See, a lot of times artists in Atlanta and L.A., New York, all the major cities, they kind of get spoiled because they start catching a buzz in their big towns. And I'm like, bro, you have to go to those small markets. Like the game has changed so much, so there's no CDs, there's no flyers, and none of that. There's none of that going on anymore. But you have to touch those small markets because that person in Chattanooga, Tennessee, that person in Nashville, Tennessee, why I keep on saying fucking Tennessee? But these
because that's what you think of. You think of shitty secondary markets.
I fucking love Tennessee.
What are those shitty like secondary markets? I feel like they're all
third world cities. Tennessee.
But like
that's so funny, man.
All the B markets and the C markets, like even where I'm from, like a Norfolk, Virginia, like you come to those cities that like you say, man, money aside, like I'm gonna come to those cities and touch those people, and those people are gonna be your fans forever because they're gonna remember like, oh, he's a real person. He came out here, he wasn't tripping about the money. He just came to the club, he came to the meet and greet. I got to meet him. I'm listening to everything else he puts out. You know what I mean?
Also,
and
people listening, like people that go to your show and see them before they're even like hot, as big as they are. Yeah. They're like, I was fucking listening to him first. Facts. I knew about him first.
I'll always be a Travis Scott fan. When Travis Scott first started doing his shows, I went to a Travis Scott show with 200 people. Travis Scott, the same way he jumps up and down and goes crazy now, he did that when it was 200 people. Then he got off the stage.
It's like rodeo days?
Before rodeo? This is early. Like, I don't know what the fuck he was even performing. He was just performing some shit, and I was just like, all right, this guy's fucking turned up. You know what I mean? He got off the stage and he came in the crowd and sat with us, and everybody came and dapped him up, and then I literally watched the progression. But he kept on doing that until it was literally impossible for him to do that.
Right.
But he's jumping up and down, jumping off the stage, standing with the crowd, talking to people. So once you make yourself personable, then it takes your thing to the next level.
Absolutely, man.
Jam.
Well, Kino, we appreciate you coming on. We have entered a final segment of the podcast, H3, where we at.
Oh, shit.
Damn, I thought we was done.
Nope.
You wish.
You're not out of here yet. We've got you for a little bit longer, my friend.
This is the most fun part, though. This is the rapid fire rampage.
Damn.
It's a 3-part rampage. We're just going to go ahead and start with the short answer questions.
All right.
Here we go. Rapid fire rampage, episode 92. One more time podcast with Kino Beats.
I love how you have to get that little bit in.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
The One More Time podcast.
Shit.
All right, now we're actually starting. So I have to get that one out of the way. Kino, what high school stereotypical friend group were you a part of?
Shit. It was a mixture. I used to sell CDs in high school, so I was like the one.
Burnouts or like?
Nah, I mixed. I was super mixed, bro. I was in every group because I sold. Everybody wanted music, and I had the CDs. I sold CDs, so I could go to the cool table, the lame table. I was in the band. I was the band table.
Okay.
I didn't sit at one seat in the lunchroom. I went to every seat in the lunchroom.
He was a floater.
I was a floater.
There we go.
Yeah, straight wobbler.
I can kind of identify with that, to be honest, yeah.
Kino, what is something that you are simply bad at, no matter how much you try to improve?
Rapping.
He's not cutting any references.
Hell
folks.
nah.
Kino, have you ever played Kino?
Never.
You're a gambler. You went to the casino. You never played Kino?
Yeah, I never played Kino though,
Surprised.
because they spelled my fucking name wrong.
It's an E instead of an I.
And everybody does that. What makes you do that? If I tell you my name is Kino, why the fuck would you put Keno? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because of the game, I suppose.
One of these days, you're going to be bigger than that fucking game, Kino.
The lottery's pretty big,
Exactly.
Ben. I love Kino. But...
Shut up, Henry.
Okay, moving on. Kino, if you had 3 extra ears, where would you put them on your body?
Shit, I put them behind my ear.
All 3 of them?
I would put 2 on the right side and 1 on the left side.
Why is your right?
Yeah.
Is your right worse?
I don't have a reason for that. It just sounded right.
That sounds good.
Kino, what is something absurdly expensive that is 100% worth it?
This watch.
Go ahead, try it out. What is it?
A project with currency because of the watches.
Exactly. And that's the reason why it's a Rolex. But because of doing the project with currency, it made its return on investment. So I was happy with that.
You know, the real Rolly heads would say that the iced out is trash.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. That's sorry for them.
Sorry for them. Love that. Love it. Fucking love it. Kino, you can ask God one question. What do you ask him?
Oh, damn, this got deep.
Real quick.
Oh, man.
You didn't know you were joining a religious podcast,
Damn.
did you?
We're Mormon.
Man.
Yep, we're from Utah.
Yeah, I needed that.
Hit the Jeopardy music on him, Trey.
The more I think, the worse my answer is gonna be. Like, that's why I'm just gonna say something.
Yeah,
but,
people
oh,
understand
man.
that it's on the spot. So
Yeah,
it's okay.
man. All right, I'm gonna ask God, what should I be doing?
That's pretty good.
That's a great question.
That's pretty good.
Because I literally ask myself that
Yeah,
every
like, what
day.
am I supposed to be doing?
And then to then feel confident about what you're doing instead of all of us who are just like blindly going through life.
Right,
That's actually like
exactly.
amazing question. Jesus. All right, this next question, we're going to need you to pull out your phone.
Okay, where's my phone? All right.
Kino, what is the last phone call you made, not including Ben, if you were trying to navigate here?
He was.
And what did you talk about? And I want to see no lies.
I called my boy Ali.
Okay.
Like mixed by Ali.
Nah, my boy.
That'd be a super dope call.
Where my master's at, my boy?
All right, that'd be too fire. Actually, this is equally fire, I guess. Though my boy Ali, he's Akon's son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's working on a project right now. But I literally called him, and he answered the phone, and he said, "Hey, bro, let me call you back."
Phone drop.
He was in a session though. He was recording somebody. He said, "I'm recording some vocals. I'm gonna call you back."
Perfect.
So I said, "All right, bro."
That's why I love this question. I'm probably going to keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it for a little bit. Kino, how many Flintstone vitamins would fit in a standard size grave?
Oh, in a grave?
A grave.
Oh, 17,427.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Doesn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much common knowledge.
It's
It's actually probably pretty accurate too, as well. Yeah. Last one of the short answer, Kino. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Part one.
Part one, great.
Great part one.
Yep.
We got him on God for a second. He slipped a little bit, but
Yeah.
beyond
But he
that,
delivered.
Yeah, at least I'd say 8 out of 10 on part one. We're moving on though. This is part two.
Oh, it's part two. Shit.
There's a 3, so just buckle up. We're not out of the woods yet. All right. This is the this or that.
All right.
I'm gonna give you 2 choices. You pick one. Here we go. Sample or from scratch?
Sample.
Delay or reverb?
Delay.
Long intro or long outro?
Long outro.
Sending loops or receiving loops?
Receiving.
Drums or melodies?
Drums.
Drums or flats?
Drums. No, flats.
Oh, you got him.
You got me there.
Premature there, Kino.
YouTube or TikTok?
YouTube.
Atlanta Braves or Atlanta United?
The Braves.
Get rich from hard work or win the lottery?
Hard work.
In over your head or bored out of your mind?
In over my head.
Always sing instead of talk or always dance instead of walk?
I love this one.
It's a hilarious image.
Yeah.
Ask that one more time, please.
Always sing.
One more time.
Always sing instead of talk or always dance instead of walk?
Always dance instead of.
Yo,
Yeah.
imagine doing the interview and he has to sing to answer every question I ask.
Living in Shanghai was so crazy.
Yeah. I'm gonna request auto tune though.
I've been saying this. We need to get auto-tune on the mics,
That'd
bro.
be
We're going to
ill.
figure that out.
You're the engineer, bro.
I know,
Fucking
I know.
do it.
I will.
I'm talking about it already,
All right,
man.
all right.
We're people of action here on the One More Time podcast.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Stop growing mentally or stop aging physically?
Ooh.
So you can't learn anything or get any smarter.
Stop aging physically. I figured out what I know now. Just figure this shit out. Like,
See, but like, do you want to be like homies with 80-year-olds and look like you look right now?
That's fire. Like, yo, this my homie right here.
That's
yo, you know what's
weird.
crazy? He's 80. What?
It was great.
Man, what?
I knew black people
fire.
aged well, but
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
holy
shit.
shit.
That takes black don't crack to a whole other level. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Last one of the this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to either do 6 months in jail for a crime that your best friend committed, or have a stranger do 10 years for a crime you committed?
I'll do 6 months for my friend.
What a guy.
What a stand-up gentleman.
Part two.
Part two.
What if I said 1 year? Fuck that stranger. right?
Like is 6
I
months
do-
your limit or like?
I think a year is my limit.
So that's where it would flip.
Yeah,
A year in one day, you'd say
a year in
do
a
this-
day. Yeah, I don't know this asshole.
Yeah,
Send him away.
10, yeah.
But 10 years, like people would see this shit on internet all the
Yeah,
time.
you'd
But
be
10 years is a
canceled.
long fucking time.
It
bro.
is.
It's crazy.
I changed it from 5 at the last minute, but I might
Yeah.
adjust now. Okay, part 3 of the rapid fire rampage. This is the word association. This is for all the marbles. I'm going to say a word, and you just say the first word off the, maybe 2 words. First thought right back at me off the top of your head. No
All right.
thought.
All right.
Here we go. As always, starting with hip hop.
Hip hop.
You just using the
Yeah,
same
music.
word.
Music.
Okay, there you go. Twin,
And them.
Nice.
pork,
Chops.
podcast,
Here. Doing one.
One more time.
flower,
Dumplings.
sacrifice,
Illuminati.
What are y'all doing at meetings, bro?
What were you really in Shanghai for?
Yeah.
Moving on.
World traveler.
Flush,
The toilet.
bomb,
Bomb.
bomb.
9/11.
That was the first thought. That's fine. That's fine.
Shit. Beep that out or something.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
I don't think YouTube likes
Yeah,
the B
YouTube.
word anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Bass.
Drum.
FL Studio is not responding.
Fuck.
Use FL? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
of course.
I was hoping. Vacation.
Croatia.
Blick.
In my pocket.
Yeah. We didn't have a metal detector on the way in.
Bitcoin.
Got some.
I guess he didn't know like where
Nice.
he was going, like what kind of vibe we had. So to each their own.
Mexico.
Tacos.
Lil.
Bow Wow.
Flex.
DJ
24-hour
Casino.
Let's go.
This has been Kino Beats on the One More Time podcast.
You know.
As always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you fuck with this interview.
Let's go.
We appreciate the support. Kino, we appreciate you coming on,
Thank you, my friend.
And Henry, until next week,
Getting out of here.
we're getting the fuck out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that one more time. Pop that shit like one more time. They pop that